gonna be doing my BEA book haul, and oh my gosh, it's so many books. So guys, I went to BEA and BookCon this year, as I do every year, and it was so amazing seeing all my friends that I only see like yearly, meeting all of you guys, because that's truly what makes me super happy in life, and also getting all them books. Because as you guys know, if you are familiar with BEA and BookCon, that's where a bunch of publishers go to deliver you lots of free advanced reader copies of books that you are highly anticipating. And this year, I got a lot of books, guys. I had to check 2 bags back home because I just got that many. So I want to share them with you right now, so let's get into it. So the first book is by an author that I adore, but I don't really think that I keep up to date with any of her upcoming novels. I mainly just run into her books at the bookstore and then I purchase them when they sound interesting. And so when I went to BEA, I was walking around the publisher's booth that publishes her books, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's coming out with a new novel. I wonder if I can get an advanced reader copy of it. And guess what, guys? I did. And that is Bellwether by Susanna Kearsley. Susanna Kearsley writes these beautifully magical, wonderful novels that are historical, but also modern day in some of them, but have a fantastical twist to them. And they are so phenomenal. So this book pretty much centers around a French-Canadian lieutenant in Long Island. It's a romance, it's historical, and I cannot wait to read it. In this video, guys, just so you know, I'm gonna be giving very brief summaries of these books just because there's so many, but if you want to learn more about them, go Google them or go on Goodreads. I'll be linking their links down below. The next book I learned about from the author herself. She was so lovely, and when she told me that she has a book coming out that's called Fox, I was like, okay, F-O-X. But no, that's not how it's spelled. It's F-A-W-K-E-S. It's fancy, and I love that. But this book centers around a retelling of the Gunpowder Plot. So I'm excited to read it. Historical awesomeness, and a retelling, 2 of my favorite things. Okay guys, the next book is probably one of the most highly anticipated drops of BEA and BookCon this year, because it's by an author that I've read a book of, Samantha Shannon. I read The Bone Season by her, and it was so interesting, so creatively done, and I am just itching for more of her writing. And luckily, she has a 800-page novel coming out in March 2019, and this is the novel. It's called The Priory of the Orange Tree, and that title is so interesting to me, but what's even more interesting is that this book is so gigantic, and you can definitely feel its largeness in its weight. It's almost 850 pages long, and it's a very high fantasy novel. And it centers around the storylines of a queen, a lady in waiting, and a soon-to-be dragon rider. So I'm really pumped to read this book, even though it's very massive, but who knows? It's probably phenomenal. A lot of people are making jokes at BEA being like, are you guys actually gonna be reading Priory? And a lot of us had wishy-washy answers being like, maybe, probably, although it's very large, but I hope that I'm one of them who actually reads this full novel. I mean, it comes out next year, so there's plenty of time to read it before its actual launch, so we'll see, guys, we'll see. Guys, look who's with me! It's a Clockwork Reader! Hannah. You guys should watch her videos because she's filming hers after this one.
My lipstick is half on.
Bye. The next book is The Girl King, and this novel is a high fantasy novel. I believe it follows the 2 stories of 2 sisters who are princesses, and they are battling to reclaim their birthright to take over the throne. So that sounds like a wonderful novel, and it gives me kind of Daenerys vibes of like seeing your goal of becoming queen, but there's lots of stuff in the way. Gotta go and overcome it. So I'm really excited to read this novel and know more about it. The next novel is A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and this book has a great tagline, and that is, fall in love, break the curse, save the kingdom. And it's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. So I'm down. Tell me a book is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and I will devour it. The next book is A Blade So Black, and I am so pumped about this book because it's a retelling on Alice in Wonderland, and it's super dark and eerie and epic. And look how bad she looks. Like, I'm ready to see her fight some evil. The next book I've seen everywhere on all the authors' stories, and authors, I mean a lot of very popular authors' Insta stories, and it got me interested. And so when I got this book at BEA, I was like, I finally have it. Let's see what the hype's all about. And that is Black Wings Beating by Alex London. This book is a fantasy novel that centers around twins, and one of the twins wants to be a falconer, and the other twin, she possesses a very special gift, but she doesn't want to be a falconer. She wants to be free of that. And they embark on a great journey, and I'm super excited to see more about their storyline. when I get into this novel. The next book is One Day in December, and this is a mushy-gushy, lovely novel that takes place in December, of course, or else why would it say December on that? And I cannot wait to read this in wintertime when I'm watching all my lovely Hallmark movies and getting in the mood for Christmas. Ooh. Next we have Pride, which is a retelling of Pride and Prejudice. I waited in the longest line for this book, but luckily I have it in my hands and I cannot wait to read it. Next is a book by the epic and lovely and wonderful author duo Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, and that is What If It's Us. The hype is so real about this book, and I am just itching to devour every single word. The next book is my second most highly anticipated read of BEA and BookCon, and that is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. This book is a middle grade, and it's about a girl who moves to Edinburgh with her family who hunt ghosts, and it's a ghost story within Scotland, and I am so down because Scotland, guys. Give me a book that takes place there. I'll be so ready to read it. Next, we have A Light Too Bright by Samuel Miller, and this is a road trip novel, and I love this author because he is so nice. I met him at a BookCon, and he was just so lovely, so inviting, and I'm gonna be a supporter of him till my very last days, just because if somebody's nice to you and is just really welcoming and always very attentive, that always leaves a good mark on me, and I'm like, you're a good person. Let's be best friends. Next, we have The Boneless Mercies, which is a gender-bent Beowulf retelling. Whew, I'm so down. Kick butt girls who are fighting a monster to get glory in the kingdom. Yeah, I'm so freaking down. Next, we have my #1 most anticipated read of the year, and also for BEA and BookCon, and that is Escaping from Houdini by Kari Maniscalco. This is the third book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, and oh my gosh, I'm so ready. Usually I'm not completely into carnivals and stuff, but if Kari Maniscalco writes it, I'm gonna probably love it, so I'm super ready to read it, so I'm gonna probably read it once I'm done with this video. Next, we have The Light Between Worlds. So this book follows the story of two sisters, and they get swept off into this magical world within the woodlands. And then when they come back to World War II England, but one of them struggles to adjust, and then she goes missing. Next is a middle grade novel by two phenomenal authors that I adore, and that is The Dark Deep by Ali Condi and Brendan Reichs. Anything that they write, I will love, because I just love them as humans, and they're just so wonderful, and I'm so excited they co-authored a book together because this is gonna be explosive. And lastly, we have Wild Card by Marie Lu. This is the second book in the Warcross series, duology, trilogy. How many books are in this? I don't know. I still have to read Warcross, but once I'm done reading that book, I'm gonna jump into the second one because everybody loves it, and I hope I do too. So guys, that is it for my BEA/BookCon book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what books you got from BEA and BookCon if you went. I would love to know down below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My username is @SashaAlsberg. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!